The alarm clock sounds in my ear as I try to reach over to turn the damn thing off. It's 5 o'clock on a Monday morning in February 2010. I need to get out of bed and head to the construction site where I currently work. My name is Jason Jones. I'm a 26-year-old electrician working in Anaheim, California, and if I don't hurry up, I'm going to be late. As I walk into the lunchroom, I see that one of my best friends, Jonas, is already here. We went to the local high school together, as did our other best friend, Shane. After graduation, Jonas and I decided to pursue trades, with Jonas becoming a carpenter. Shane, on the other hand, started his career as a sales representative. He was never the hands-on type like Jonas and I. Hey Jason, are you ready for another fun week? Yeah, if that's what you call fun. By the way, how were you Sunday morning? Saturday night you were really diligent about cleaning up your booze, I asked him. I was fine. Janie made me a nice breakfast yesterday morning to help me recover, replied Jonas. I wonder if Shane got the same treatment from Becky too. He must have been a bit worse, I reply. Well, he shouldn't have switched to fireball cocktails after drinking vodka all night. It's not going to end well, Jonas replies as we walk outside to get to work. Both of my best friends recently got married. Jonas married his wife Janie just over 6 months ago, and Shane's marriage to Becky has been going on for a year and a half. Shane and Becky were the first of us to start dating. They started dating about 3 years ago, and Jonas and Janie and myself and my now ex-fiance, Talia, started dating about 6 months after that. We broke up with Talia 3 months ago after I found out that bitch was cheating on me with her boss just 2 months before our wedding. While I've been dealing with this for the past few months, I was surprised on Saturday night when Shane started trying to get me to reconsider my decision to get back with Talia, when all three of us went out for drinks. I can only assume that his wife Becky put him up to it, since Jonas and I were always pouring out a barrage of shit on Shane, telling him he was her bitch. So Becky has a very strong-willed personality. She always seems to think she can make other people do what she wants, and Shane is always willing to comply to make her happy. After we started dating our 3 girlfriends a few years ago, they quickly became best friends too. Whenever us 3 blokes went out for a beer or to watch football, our 3 girlfriends would spend that time with each other. So I can see why Becky wants me to make up with Talia. Maybe she misses one of her best friends. But Shane? He knows that bitch cheated on me just 2 months before we got married. I doubt he'd want to make up with Becky if she cheated on him instead. Over lunch, I talked to Jonas about Shane asking me to give Talia another chance. Can you believe what Shane told me Saturday night? As a matter of fact, we all talked a lot of shit that night. About Talia. That maybe I should think about giving her another chance and that everyone screws up from time to time, that she's sorry and still wants me back. Really? I don't get it. I guess Becky put him up to it. Jonas replies, which makes me smile. I was just thinking the same thing. I can understand why Becky would want me to take her back so she could hang out with her mate again, but Shane? You may not know this, but Becky and Janie have been hanging out with Talia since you two broke up. They're still best friends anyway. Then if Becky doesn't care if I go back to Talia or not, why does Shane? Also, how awkward can this be? What's going to happen when I get a new girlfriend? They're going to hate her because they're still best friends with my ex. Who knows? But I don't think you should take her back. I certainly wouldn't. She even brought her new boyfriend, Steve, with her the last time we got together. What the hell? You hung out with my ex and the guy she cheated on me with? I asked Jonas incredulously. Well, it wasn't just me and Janie. Shane and Becky were there with us too. And in my defense, I didn't know that Talia would be there, or who Steve was and that he would be joining us too. So Talia is cheating on me, and my 2 best friends are hanging out with the guy my ex cheated on me with. You should have told her to back off, and at the same time you should have told me to go off on him. Well, I didn't realize who he was at first. I just thought it was someone new she'd met. But you realized that while you were sitting with him, right? Yes. I talked to Janie about it afterwards, that she shouldn't have put me in that situation. I made it clear to her that I didn't like it, and that it would never happen again. Jonas almost pleads. That's just weakness. Becky and Janie seem to want to keep Talia in our group and leave me behind. Just remember that the 3 of us are the only reason they know each other at all. And you 2 definitely shouldn't hang out with my ex and whoever she's dating now, especially the guy she screwed me with. Yeah, I'm not arguing. But I still don't understand why Shane would talk to me about getting back together with her if he knows she's still dating her boss. I'll need to talk to him. Sure, but remember that Becky wears the trousers in their marriage. Be gentle with him. Jonas laughs back. On Wednesday after work, I arranged to meet Shane for a beer at a bar called Sinners, which is not far from my house. I've heard the place is a bit like a brothel at night, but it's not too bad during the day. Well, that's, according to Shane, I've never been there. When I go inside, I think the place really looks like a dive bar. It's more of a club than a bar, and the decor and ambiance definitely lends itself to that. I quickly spot Shane sitting alone at a table and walk over to him. Hey Shane, how about a drink? Hey Jason, can you get me a light beer? I'm driving. Sure, I reply, leaving the table and walking over to the bar. The bartender is a woman about our age. I'd guess she's about 25, quite attractive, with short blonde hair and beautiful green eyes. I also notice that when she looks up at me, she looks at Shane, and then back at me. Why do I get the feeling that she knows him? One bourbon on the rocks and a light beer for my gay friend, thank you, I tell her, smiling at my little joke. Coming right up, she replies, pulling out our drinks. I should have known Shane likes light beers, but Becky must have castrated him well. The attractive bartender jokes with me as she returns with our drinks. Wait, you know Shane and Becky? I ask. Yeah, of course I do. Becky was one of my best friends in high school. I giggle at her answer, which means she knows Shane isn't gay after all. I'm Rose, by the way, and you are? Jason, nice to meet you. Ah, Jason, who was going to marry Talia? It's nice to finally meet you too. Is there something Shane didn't tell you about? Shane didn't tell me that. Talia did. I know her and Janie, as well as Becky. Don't worry, I won't tell her you were here with your gay friend. Rose giggles and I smile and shake my head before turning back to Shane. I didn't know you were a regular here, Shane. What makes you think that? Rose, behind the bar. She knows all of you except me, I think. She probably doesn't know Jonas either, replies Shane. Still, why would you come here? Isn't this a hookup establishment? It seems like it. I don't really come here that often, only sometimes with Becky. She likes to drink and dance here from time to time. And it doesn't bother you that you're taking her to a place where she's likely to spend all night and get hit on by random guys? Does it bother you? What? With Talia. She always came here with Becky, too. So did it bother you? This is the first I'm hearing about it. But yeah, if I had known, it would have. But whatever, she's not my problem anymore. So I want to tell you why I wanted to catch up with you. Why were you trying to get me to bring Talia back Saturday night if you already know she's still dating her boss, the same guy she cheated on me with? What the hell was all that about? Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Becky and I thought you both would be happier if you could get back together. You mean Becky thought that and you just did what you were told? I smile crookedly at my friend. That's low. Besides, Becky said Talia was sorry about what happened and that she'd dump Steve if you agreed to take her back. Maybe she'll dump him first and then come crawling back to me herself. But no. Instead, she got you through Becky to try and do your dirty work while she's still with the boss. So do me a favor. Tell Becky that you won't talk to me about Talia anymore, and that if Talia ever wants forgiveness, she can ask for it herself. Would you give it to her? Hell no. But it would be fun to watch her beg for it before I tell that whore to go screw herself. I guess Talia already realized that too, which is why Becky wanted me to ask you out instead, replies Shane to me. Yeah, whatever you say. But don't talk to me about her anymore, okay? And what are you guys doing hanging out with her anyway? And don't even tell me you're going out for drinks all together, but instead with Talia and Steve. That's kind of bloody low. She's Becky's friend too, you know. That doesn't mean you have to join them. If 3 girls want to keep hanging out, let them. But I expected my 2 best friends not to hang out with my ex and her new boyfriend. I wouldn't want to hang out with Becky if you guys broke up and she found a new boyfriend. None at all. I understand, and don't worry, I'll talk to Becky. I think the 3 girls just want things to stay the same and we're hoping Jonas and I would agree with them. Okay, fine. I don't want to upset you, but this whole thing with Talia is bugging me. Yeah, I understand. Look, I've got to go. I just got a call about an urgent client meeting that will start shortly while you were at the bar. I need to get back to the office. Okay, are you still up for Saturday night? I ask Shane as he gets up to leave. Yeah, sure. I'll see you then, Jason. Finishing my bourbon, I decide to have another drink or two while I'm here. Maybe I'll sit at the bar and chat with the pretty blonde bartender, Rose. Maybe find out what else she knows. Another one? Asks Rose as I sit down on a stool by the bar. Yes, thank you. As she pours me a drink, I remember that she said she knows Talia, Janie, and Becky, and that she was Becky's best friend in high school. I wonder if she is still best friends with Becky now and how well she knows the other two. So, did you go to school with Becky? What was she like back then? Still the same, manipulating everyone to do what she wanted? Yeah, she didn't change much. What about Talia and Janie? Did you meet them here through Becky? At this point, Rose raises a finger up to let me know that our conversation has been postponed, as there are a few other customers at the bar wanting a drink. Having served them, she turns back to me as I can see more people approaching the bar as the place gets busier and busier. I'm sorry, but I don't have time to sit and chat with you right now. Do you have anyone else? Asks me Rose when she gets a moment. No, Shane just left. I meant, do you have a girlfriend? Oh no. Well, how about we meet tomorrow for a cup of coffee? Are you asking me out on a date? I reply with a cheeky smirk. No, I just wanted to make sure I don't piss off your girlfriend if you have one. So, coffee? Yeah, sure. How about we do it at lunchtime? I start work early, but I'm not far from here. There's a cafe at the end of this block. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock? Deal, I reply, watching the attractive blonde go about her business, smiling at the other customers as she serves them. I decide to leave after having my drink. I'm looking forward to talking to Rose tomorrow, even if she swears it's not a real date. Next chapter. As I walk into the cafe, I hear my name being called. I turn round and see a pretty Rose waving at me. She looks even sexier than she did at the bar, and with the natural light coming through the windows, I can see how beautiful she is. Hey Rose, you look great tonight. Starting with the flattery, I can tell. How about we go and order ourselves lunch instead? Rose replies with a sweet smile. How about you? Already ordered, you're late. Yeah, sorry about that. I was busy this morning on the website, I reply, walking up to the counter to place my order. Whilst waiting to be served, I can't help myself and look at Rose again. I notice that she has a small, intricate tattoo on her right forearm, going down to her wrist, and another small tattoo on her neck. Other than that, she's just amazingly nice to look at. She's definitely attractive, with those beautiful green eyes and a wonderful smile when she decides to show it off, and her breasts seem to be a decent size for such a skinny girl. Maybe I have a chance, who knows? Having placed my order, I sit down in front of Rose again, and she looks up from her phone for a moment, then looks at it again. So, Rose, why did you decide to meet me here tonight if it's not a date? I ask cheekily. Rose looks up from her phone and puts it down on the table. You're the one who wanted to find out about your ex and her friends. I'm only here to answer your questions. You didn't need to arrange to meet me here for that. You could have just told me about it last night at the bar. Why did you really invite me here? Be honest with me. Rose's eyes narrow slightly, as if she's pouting at me a little. When she does that, it makes her even prettier. You asked me last night how I knew Talia and Janie. Maybe I knew them through Becky. The answer is yes. I got to know Becky first. See, it only took you 5 seconds to say that. Admit it, you only asked to meet me here because you want me, didn't you? I reply with another cheeky smirk, but Rose doesn't seem too impressed with my words. So, you don't want to know anything more about them? No, to be honest, I don't really care about Talia right now. We broke up 3 months ago after I found out she was sleeping with her boss. So, the fact that she was cheating on you long before she met her current boss doesn't bother you either. Wait, what are you saying? That Talia cheated on me with other guys before she met her boss? God, you're a hustler. I can see why she picked you, replies Rose sarcastically. Hey, give me a break. I'm just a little surprised, okay? How do you even know she cheated on me? I've known Talia for about 4 years now, even before she started dating you. I've watched her go home with a lot of handsome guys in that time. Rose replies and then looks at her phone again. What a goddamn bitch, I reply almost under my breath. Well, now you realize you dodged a bullet, don't you? Imagine finding all this out after you'd already married her, continued Rose. Yes, to hell with it. And yet I find it hard to believe that she cheated on me the whole time we were together. Are you sure? Yes. I've seen all 3 of them leave my club with more guys over the past few years. Wait, you mean Becky and Janie were cheating on Shane and Jonas too? You really should have become a brain surgeon with powers like yours, Rose replies, smirking. Hey, can we stop being smart? We're talking about my best friend's marriage here. I just hope you're not making shit up. Rose put the phone down again, sighing as she did so. Okay, let me explain it to you, because you seem to be slowing down a bit. Becky, Talia, and Janie are all sluts. Always have been and always will be. They married the three of you to set up house, look respectable, and have you pay for everything while they continue to have fun on the side. Is that clear enough for you, or do you need me to draw pictures too? Why are you acting like a bitch to me now? Why were you acting like a jerk, thinking I only invited you here because I wanted you? Okay, maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself, I reply. You think? Okay, how about we start over, I reply, shaking my head slightly. Hi, I'm Jason Jones. I'm a 26-year-old electrician and I've just been dumped by my fiance, who I've been with for 2.5 years, I add, holding out my hand to Rose. Rose sighs again and extends her hand to shake mine. Hi, Jason. I'm Rose Williams. I'm a 25-year-old bar manager, and I've been watching you get screwed over by your fiance for the last 2.5 years. It's nice to meet you. Good. Now you can tell me all about it without hating me as much as Talia does. Sure. What do you want to know, Jason? You just said that all three of them were sluts together before they even met us, but that's not true. They only know each other through me and my two best friends after we started dating each of them. No, they were best friends before they met either of you, replies Rose. I sit here shaking my head. None of this makes any sense. As far as I know, they only met each other as our girlfriends, and Rose says they were already best friends. You don't get it, do you? They played a prank on you and your mate Jonas. Becky, Talia, and Janie were already best friends when Becky first met Shane and they started dating. When Becky met you and Jonas, she decided to set you up with her two best friends. That way they could still hang out together, but more importantly, they could also have fun with other guys together. She even bragged to me about it. So Talia only got together with me because I was Shane's best friend? And it's the same with Janie and Jonas. Yeah, they were laughing about how perfect everything was. Why are you telling me this? I thought you were still best mates with Becky too. No, I stopped being best friends with Becky in high school, and I never liked Talia and Janie at all. I just smile and pretend to like them when they're chatting at the bar. You'd be surprised how much people say to you when they think you're their friend, and even a little drunk. Rose giggled. But I still don't understand why you're telling me this now. What's in it for you? Why does it have to be something for me? Maybe I just don't like the way they play you for fools. But you don't even know us. Well, me and Jonas anyway. Have you mentioned that to Shane? Why would I? He's been in on this little charade from the beginning. I'll bet if you remember, Shane was the one you were with when you first met Talia, wasn't he? I had to think for a moment, but yeah, she's right. Are you saying that Shane helped Becky set me and Jonas up with her two best friends? Yes. Well, maybe I'd just call it being a good friend, I reply. Unless he knew they were both sluts, and that they were already planning on having fun with other guys while they were dating you both. I don't know. I find that hard to believe. And you find it hard to believe that Shane is usually at my bar too when Becky finds a guy to have fun with, and she does it right in front of him? And then the three of them leave together to go back to their house for the night? What the hell? You're kidding, right? Number she's slept with a lot of guys right in front of Shane. She dances with them and kisses them right in his face. She treats him like a piece of shit. Screw me. I always joke that she's the boss in their relationship, but I had no idea things were that crazy. That's why he set you and Jonas up with Talia and Janie, so you two couples would be in the same situation as he and Becky. It's just that both of you, unlike him, clearly didn't realize what was going on. I'm going to kill him. Don't be too hard on him, Jason. Becky has long since bent him to her will. He's got no balls left. But that's no goddamn excuse. He's supposed to be our best friend, and he helped set us up with two whores he knew would entertain us, and all the while he hasn't said anything to us. Look at it from his point of view. He loves Becky and will do anything to keep her. Having his best mates with her best mates ensures that she will never leave him. I'm sure that's what Becky would tell him. She'd tell him that you and Jonas will be happy with her mates, so there's no harm in that. The harm is that he knew all along that they were cheating on us and said nothing. He lost us as friends forever because of it. Well, he was always taking risks. I guess you both would find out eventually. But I wouldn't have found out if you hadn't told me all this. Again, why exactly are you telling me this? Seriously. I have my reasons. Come on. You should share them with me after you drop the bombs. No, not now. But maybe later when we get to know each other better, Rose replies as I lean back in my chair for a moment, looking into her lovely green eyes. See? I knew it. You really want me. I answer her with my cheeky smirk again, just unable to hold back. Rose shakes her head, but this time she smiles back at me. Progress, I think. Next chapter. Thursday night, I was trying to think of what to say to Jonas. How do I gently explain to my best friend so he doesn't lose his temper that the woman he loves, the woman he recently married, is nothing but a cheating whore? Honestly, hell, I don't know. When we left for work on Friday morning, I asked Jonas to come with me to the neighboring bar where Rose works for a beer on his lunch break. He was reluctant at first, but I persisted enough to persuade him and eventually he agreed. Rose gave me a strange look as we both walked into the bar and took our seats behind the counter. Maybe Rose could back me up on what I was about to tell him. Jason, what the hell are we doing here? Beer at lunchtime? You know we're not supposed to get drunk on the job. We'll just have one drink each and then grab a bite to eat on the way back, I reply. Fine, Jonas replies as Rose walks over to take our order. I wait for her to serve us and leave before continuing the conversation. Have you ever been to this bar before? I ask him. No, although it's more like a club, it's a bit empty. Yeah, it's usually more crowded at night. Do you know Becky, Talia, and Janie come here sometimes? Number, why would they come here? To be honest, it looks a bit run down. It is. It's a well-known place to get laid. People come here when they want to have a drink, dance a bit, and find someone to get laid. I reply to Jonas. So why did 3 girls come here then? Well, what if I told you that Becky is cheating on Shane and that he knows all about it? Really? Are you sure? Replies Jonas, looking at me incredulously. Yeah, he even comes here sometimes with Becky while she's out picking up a guy for the night. Shit, you're messing with me. Seriously? Seriously, I reply. Wow, I knew something was a little weird with those two, but I never thought in a million years that's what was going on between them. Yeah, you and me both. I chuckle lightly. Why does he put up with that shit? Asks Jonas, still trying to figure it out. I don't know, but I know he's okay with it. I also know that he knew about Talia cheating on me long before I found out. Shit, really? And he didn't tell you? Number, not a bloody word. Why hasn't he said anything? What's he trying to do? Probably trying to make Becky happy, I guess. What does that have to do with Becky? Asks Jonas. Talia and Becky were best friends before I even met her. Shane helped set me up with Talia from the beginning. He also knew she was planning on cheating on me from the beginning, just like Becky did with him. Jonas looks at me, and I can see by the look on his face that he's struggling to take it all in. The fact that one of our best friends had been lying to us all this time came as a shock to him as it did to me. How did you meet Janie again? Didn't you meet her at the dance club? I continued. Yeah, she came up to our table and asked if I wanted to dance with her, replies Jonas. And you were with Shane, right? Yes, I was. Same thing happened when I first met Talia. You know Becky, Talia and Janie were best friends before they even met any of us, Shane included. What? That can't be true. It is. That's why you and I were friends with Janie and Talia from the beginning, because we were best friends with Shane, and they were already best friends with Becky. Really? Why didn't they tell us that? Why pretend they only met after they started dating us? So we wouldn't know what they were doing before we met them, and what they were doing after we met them. Wait, what are you saying? That Becky and Talia have been coming to this bar for years, picking up guys to have fun with. Whenever we hung out together, they came here to do their thing. But Janie was with them too. Yeah, the 3 of them used to come here. But she didn't do that shit, no way. I'm sorry, Jonas. I found out yesterday and I should have told you. I can't sit around like Shane has been doing all this time. What the hell? You're telling me my wife has been having fun with me the whole time I've known her? Are you serious? Jonas is almost yelling at me when Rose walks up to us again. Hey guys, keep it down. There may not be many people here, but I don't want you two fighting in a bar, Rose tells us in a firm voice. We're not fighting. I just broke the bad news to him, I reassure Rose. About Janie, I suppose, replies Rose. How the hell do you know my wife? Jonas angrily lashes out at Rose. I've known her longer than you have, you jerk. Rose spits back. Okay, you two stop it. Rose, you're no help here. I just told him his wife is cheating on him. Don't get in his way. Rose looks at me and then back at Jonas. Okay, I'm sorry. But don't take what she did to you out on me. Okay, I'm sorry too. I'm just trying to come to my senses. I can't believe she did this to me. Jonas replies, this time not so angry anymore. Rose, you were here when they came here the last few years? Did they say anything to you about why they were doing this to us? Why they've been deceiving us all this time? I ask. Because they like to have fun with other guys, I don't know. Look, women like those three are the types that most decent guys have fun with, but stay away from when it comes to relationships. I assume they realize that too, which is why they put you in the queue. They wanted to be married, have someone pay for everything, maybe even have kids. But they also wanted to be able to keep having fun. I'm sorry, but you two got screwed big time. And Shane? Jonas asks Rose. No, he knew from the start that Becky was a slut, but he still wanted to be with her. I think that's why he never told you the truth about Talia and Janie. He was probably afraid of losing Becky. That didn't stop him from helping us both to be with them, replies Jonas. Yes, that's what she would have wanted him to do for her. He'd probably agree to anything to keep her, replies Rose. Nah, screw him. He's an arsehole for doing that, replies Jonas. That's what Jason said when he found out too, Rose replies to Jonas. So, what are you going to do now that you know? I ask Jonas. If all of this is true, I'm not going to stay married to that goddamn whore, that's for sure. It's true. Do you need proof? Asks Rose. Yes, of course I do. Why don't you call Janie right now and let her know that you'll be out late tonight drinking with Jason, and I'll call you later when they get here and start partying. Then you two can come here and see everything for yourselves, suggested Rose. I don't need to see Talia having fun. I'm done with her already, I reply. Come with me anyway, you might need to stop me from doing something stupid, replies Jonas. Yeah, okay. Besides, we can go out for a drink like you told them. We'll just stop here for a bit if they turn up, I reply. Oh, they'll turn up? They've been here almost every week since I can remember. Sometimes more than once a week, sometimes. Give me your number, Jason, so I can call you later, Rose adds. Fine, but this is all just an excuse to get my number, isn't it? I still swear you want me. I reply to Rose, showing off my big cheeky grin again. You're pretty damn self-sufficient, Jason, Rose replies, but this time with a beautiful smile on her face. Yes, she wants me. Next chapter. After work, Jonas and I went to a bar near the Sinners Club where Rose works. He told me about how he had been going through emotional ups and downs all day, how he got angry, depressed, and then angry again. I understand exactly how he feels because I was like that just a few months ago. We tried to talk about anything while drinking beer, as if trying to ignore the inevitable. I kept checking messages, but nothing. Around 8 p.m., I get a text from Rose telling me that the girls have arrived at the club and that Shane is with them too. Oddly, I didn't get Rose's number from her, so my phone pops up with her number, not her name. But this isn't the first text I've received from her number. I scroll up the page to see the previous message, and it's the one that first tipped me off that Talia was having fun with her boss. What the hell? I tried texting the number and calling, but never got a single response. That made me start checking up on Talia more thoroughly to make sure the anonymous tip was correct, and that's when I found out that Talia really was cheating on me. So it was Rose who gave me the anonymous tip 3 months ago. It was Rose who gave me, and now Jonas, dirt on everything else. What the hell is she up to? As we pull up to the club, I text Rose to let her know we're almost there. She tells us to come in the back way. She'll let us through the loading dock so we won't be spotted. As we pass all the beer kegs through the back entrance, one of the guards stops us. Are you two Jason and Jonas? Yeah, Rose told you we were coming? Yes, she asked me to show you to the back room. He turns and walks down the corridor, opening the door in front of us. Inside the office are a few chairs, a few lockers, and a bunch of surveillance screens on the wall. Well, this will make it easier to watch them discreetly. Jonas and I take our seats in front of the screens as the guard leaves, closing the office door behind him. We start looking at different screens until Jonas turns his attention to a screen showing 3 women sitting together. There are 2 guys already standing with them, one of whom is Shane. Nothing much happens for the next 10 minutes as suddenly the office door swings open and Rose walks in, carrying several bottles of beer. Hey, I thought you guys might need these. As Rose holds out a bottle of beer to both of us, She takes one too and sits down next to us. Thanks. This job makes me very thirsty, I reply. We all look at the screen again. It's still just the three women sitting at the table, and Shane and another guy standing with them. The bloke with them is called Gary. He's a bit of a player here. He's already hooked up with Becky and Talia. Maybe he'll try it with Janie this time, informs us Rose. I hope so. I want this shit to be over with, replies Jonas. Just don't do anything stupid, okay? It's not Gary's fault they're here to get laid. Whatever happens, I want you to stay calm or else you'll have to be dealt with by security, Rose tells Jonas firmly. Don't worry, I'm not going to go out and start swinging. If she's cheating on me, I'll be happy to get rid of her. Soon, another guy joins their table, who seems to be giving most of his attention to the very receptive Talia. I'd be lying if I said I didn't feel jealousy looking at her with him. Even though it's been 3 months, she's still the woman I used to intend to marry. After Talia gets up to dance with her new suitor, Janie follows suit with Gary. While Jonas watches them closely on the dance floor on one screen, I notice on another that Becky has moved away from their table to talk to another guy standing nearby. Shane looks sad as hell, sitting alone, occasionally glancing over at his wife to see her chatting happily with the new guy she's probably going to want soon. But I don't feel sorry for Shane, I just don't. Bitch, I hear quietly from Jonas. I look back at the other screen. Jonas's wife is making out with the guy she's slow dancing with. I don't know what to say to him at this point. At least I've never had to see Talia cheat right in front of me. I ran into her after I found out she went on a date with her boss, but I never saw her with him. I noticed that Talia is now making out with her boyfriend too, and I can still feel the knife turning slightly. Yeah, bitch. Rose gets up and walks back to the bar, grabbing our empty mugs of beer in the process. You two want another beer? I have to get back to work, but I can have one of the guards bring them over here for you. How long do you think it will be before they leave with these guys? Asks Jonas. Rose looks at the other screen where Becky is still chatting with her new boyfriend. Probably not too long. Becky looks like she's found someone for the night. They always leave when she's ready. Rose, can you send 2 more beers over here? Thanks. We'll hang around for a bit until they back off, replies I. Okay, replies Rose, walking out of the office. How's it going? I ask Jonas. How do you think? I can't believe I was such a dumb sucker that she played me the whole time. I had no idea what a damn slut she was. How the hell did I not notice that? Hey, I agree with you. I didn't have a clue either, I reply. At least you weren't married yet. Now I have to worry about a damn divorce. You know she's going to try to take everything I own, right? Yeah, she's going to try. Do you guys have a lot of stuff? I ask Jonas. No, not really. I've been saving up for a deposit so we can buy a house though, and I have a new work truck. She has nothing but clothes, and I bought her almost everything too. Maybe there's something you can do before you tell her you're getting a divorce. Maybe you sell your truck, pull out your savings. Well, I don't know. There must be something you can do so she can't get hold of half of it all. Like what? Take all my money out of the bank and hide it somewhere? Well, yes. They'll know I withdrew the money. Hey, do you trust me? I ask Jonas. Yeah, of course I do. Then why don't you sign over your work truck to me? You can drive it, but it will be under my name so she can't touch it. Then transfer all your savings to me, and I'll hold on to them until your divorce is settled. Then, when it's settled, I'll sign the deed and give you back your truck in cash. They'll know where the money went. She'll have access to the bank statements. So what of it? You'll just say you owe me the money, maybe for gambling debts, or we'll come up with some other nonsense. Either way, they'll be in my name before you even break up with her or file for divorce. If we do, you better transfer the whole thing back when the time comes, Jason. I laughed a little at Jonas's statement. That's why I asked if you trust me. Don't worry, I'll never screw you over like Talia and Janie screwed us over. Or Shane for that matter. Okay, I'll be much happier if she doesn't drive my truck after I divorce her arse. When we look at the screens again, we see Talia and Janie returning to the table where Shane was sitting alone. They are joined at the table by his wife Becky and her new girlfriend. She starts making out with the guy right in front of her husband, and Shane just sits there and watches her do it. I'll never understand him. Can you believe that shit? He's just sitting there watching her with that clown. Jonas adds, he can't understand it either, and neither can I. Yeah, he's a coward and a weak-willed bitch, I reply. Of course, I'm still trying to figure out why he set Janie and Talia and me up like that, why he didn't tell us anything about what they've been up to all this time. Or how he can sit there now and watch his wife have sex with another guy. It's just screwed up. Yeah, screw him. He's not my mate anymore, I reply, as the security guard walks in and hands us 2 more mugs of beer. Soon all 7 of us leave the club together. It's not even 9 p.m. yet. They still have a couple of hours to party before Janie would go home to an oblivious Jonas. But not this time. After finishing our beers, we walk out into the club to sit at the bar again next to Rose. She nods at us as we take our seats and brings us 2 more beers. How much do I owe you? I ask Rose, as she holds out the beers to us. They're on the house tonight, but you can pay for whatever you have. 3 each is my limit for a broken heart. Rose replies with a slight smile and goes back to serving other customers. After that, we both have 2 more beers each before Jonas decides to head home. Hey, just remember, don't say anything to her tonight. Wait until you can transfer your truck and savings. It's Friday. I hope I can do it tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll have to wait until Monday. I don't think I can contain my anger at her that long. Let's see how you can handle the bank tomorrow morning. If you can't, let me know and we'll come up with some excuse to go traveling or something so you'll be away from her and out of the flat. Okay, thanks for all of that, Jason, by the way. Thanks for being a friend and telling me straight away, unlike the other bastard I know. No problem. Don't say anything to Shane if he calls you about tomorrow night. He'll probably tell the girls if you let him. No doubt about it. Okay, I'm off. Bye, Jason. Jonas headed home and I was left sitting at the bar watching Rose, admiring her beauty mostly. But there was something I needed to talk to her about. How's your mate doing? Did he come home? Asks Rose, turning back to me. Yeah, although he's not going to do anything stupid tonight. At least I hope he doesn't. Is he going to leave her? Oh yes, there's no way he's going to stay with her. Anyway, when are you getting out of here? Why? Do you like me? Are you going to ask me out because you want me? Rose replies with a cheeky smile, brushing aside my previous comments. Yes, I like you. In fact, I like you a lot. At least I have the guts to admit it. I reply with my cheeky smile. Would you like me to have balls? Asked Rose with a smirk. God, no. But what time? Give me another hour. The other 2 bartenders can round out the evening while we drink if you want. Not here. I want to take you somewhere else. Is this cafe open at this time of day? Yes, it's open. Good. In an hour then. Rose nods, going back to serving people. I can't resist watching her even more closely. I just love her attitude, her cheekiness, the way she stands up for herself if she doesn't like something. Not to mention how attractive she is and that I'd love to rip her clothes off right now. It's been 3 months after all. An hour later, as I walk out of the club with Rose, a few envious glances are thrown at me by some of the guys. Screw them. Who knows how many of them slept with my ex? Hopefully this one will just be mine. I order 2 coffees before I take my seat and look at her. This time she's not on the phone. This time she's giving me her full attention. Thank you, Rose, I tell her. For what? For coming here with you? No, for letting Jonas and I know what kind of women we were with. For putting us out of further misery. My pleasure. Rose answers a little more honestly than I usually get from her. So, I asked you yesterday why you did this for us, and you said that maybe you'd let me know when we got to know each other a little better. Can you tell me now? Rose stares into my eyes for a few seconds before looking away. She's clearly contemplating whether she should say something or not. I know it was you who told me about Talia. Why? I continue. Rose sighs and turns to face me again. Because she slept with my boyfriend last year. Well, I just had to do it in return. You could have just seduced me to get back at her. Number, I would never do that, replies Rose quickly. What happened to your boyfriend afterwards? I continue. I kicked him out. What else was I supposed to do? So it was all about you getting back at my ex? No, Becky didn't either. She slept with my first boyfriend back in high school. She slept with all the high school boys' boyfriends, so it wasn't a big surprise. Still, I like having fun with her and her friends, even if I can't get back at her with Shane. He's too much of a willing cuckold for me to do anything about them. I just hope she gets some kind of venereal disease and gives it to him as a gift. Rose replies, and then laughs a little. Damn, remind me not to get on your bad side. Besides, I'd be surprised if Becky hasn't given Shane something yet. I reply, laughing along with her. I hope Jonas will be okay. He seems like a nice guy. Neither of you deserved what they did to you both. Yeah, I agree. But if it wasn't for you, we'd still be in the dark about what they were doing. So thank you, Rose. My pleasure again, Rose replies with a wonderful smile again. Rose, can I ask you one more thing? It's a very serious question, and I want you to think carefully before you answer me honestly and frankly, please. Okay, sure. And what is it? Replies Rose, adopting a more serious expression on her face. Well, my question is this. How badly do you want me? I ask with a cheeky grin spreading across my face again. Oh, you bastard. I thought you were being serious, Rose replies, and I start laughing. From the look on your face, I'm sorry I couldn't help myself, I reply, still laughing. Okay, smartass, yes, I want you. Now what are you going to do about it? That silenced me quickly. Was she really serious? Well, I'd like to take you home with me to show you how much I want you right now. Then you better hurry up and finish your coffee before I change my mind, Rose replies with her sexy smile. I quickly reach out and take Rose's hand, whereupon we both hurriedly leave the cafe and head back to my flat. Next chapter. My phone rings and I grab it from the bedside table, fiddling with it for a bit before bringing it up to my face. Jonas, what time is it? I sleepily answer. It's 9:30. Are you still in bed? Seriously? I look round. Lying next to me is a beautiful and still sleeping Rose. Well, some of us had a much later night than others, I guess, I reply, still trying to fully wake up. Look, my bank isn't open on Saturdays and I haven't been able to restrain myself from yelling at Janie all morning. There's no way I can hold out until Monday. Okay, let me get up, take a shower, have a coffee and call you back. In the meantime, go for a run or something, just don't bother her. She's already gone for coffee with the girls. They're probably chatting about their fun last night, comparing notes or some shit. Jonas replies, sounding a little dejected. Okay, let me gather my thoughts and call you back soon. Okay, replies Jonas, and we both hang up. At that moment, I feel Rose move slightly in the bed next to me. I look at her. She's even more beautiful, if that's even possible. It took me about a month of sleeping with Talia before I felt what I already feel now with Rose. I guess some people just have better chemistry. After pouring us some coffee, I called Jonas over. Hey Jonas, I was thinking about what I told you last night about gambling. How about we go to Vegas for the weekend? For real? And right now? Really? You want to really go there? Can't we just say let's go? No, we need bank statements to show you went there, airline tickets, hotel reservations and all that. What are we going to do there, gamble? Replies Jonas. Hell yeah, you'll need to withdraw all your money and buy casino chips with it. Just don't flush it down the drain. Instead, you're going to give them to me to cash into my bank account later. That way you'll lose all your money, and if they ever check my account, I'll just say I won it all at the casino. They won't be able to prove otherwise. Do you think that would really work? What about my truck? You could just sign it over to me. We just need to write it all down and both sign it. Maybe we should consult a lawyer when we get there who can tell us how to do it so it's all right and legal. Are you guys really thinking about going to Las Vegas? Asked me Rose. Wait, who is that with you? Is that Rose? Asks Jonas. Yeah, that's Rose. She stayed the night, that's why I slept in this morning. I reply, grinning widely, but Jonas doesn't see it. Well, bloody well done. Shit. Thanks, Jonas. Listen, you need to go and book your plane ticket while Janie's out, and don't forget to grab the registration papers for your truck. Fly out this afternoon and be back on Monday. I'll call our boss to take Monday off. He'll understand. And you? Don't worry, I'll be heading out soon too and I'll book the tickets. Just don't forget to tell Janie that it's my weekend away after breaking up with Talia, and that we planned it weeks ago. Play dumb when she says you've never mentioned it before. Just don't say there's anything wrong between you two. Nothing. Got it? Yeah, I get it. Thanks for all of this, Jason. If we pull this shit, I won't forget it. A few hours later, I walked into the airport with my small carry-on and Rose walking beside me. She had decided to join us in Las Vegas because, being a bar manager, she didn't need to ask permission to take the day off. She never works on Sundays at all, so she was happy to join me when I asked her. We had booked 2 rooms at one of the casinos, and now I was looking forward to the weekend with Rose much more than making sure Janie didn't get any of Jonas's money after their divorce. The 3 of us had a nice dinner at the restaurant and then had a few drinks to start the evening. Jonas even laughed at the fact that Janie seemed almost happy that he was going away for the weekend, saying that he was going to spend time with Becky and Talia. He said that she was undoubtedly thinking about cheating on him without resorting to sneaking around. If Janie had known what we were planning, perhaps she wouldn't have been so eager to escort her husband out the door. On Saturday night, Jonas was able to withdraw about half of his entire savings buying chips to play at the casino. He would withdraw the rest the following evening. While we each gambled away a few $100s, having a few more drinks, I transferred some of my large winnings into my account a few hours later. Rose and I then returned to our room where we spent the next 2 hours. I never felt so content as I did falling asleep with Rose in my arms. In the morning, we joined Jonas again for coffee and then to plan how to spend Sunday. In the evening, he withdrew the rest of his savings again, leaving only enough so that Janie wouldn't realize what was going on. Monday morning, we found a small law office near the Strip, where he notarized the transfer of Jonas's truck into my name. And then we stopped by the DMV to finalize everything before we all caught our flights back to Anaheim. Jonas now officially owns everything, which means Janie will own everything too. Back in Anaheim on Monday lunchtime, Jonas packed up his stuff and laptop while Janie was at work. He's going to crash at my flat for a few days until he finds a new place to live. He still hasn't told Janie he's leaving her. He's asked her to meet him at a bar near where she works for a drink when she's done for the day. He did this on purpose to limit the consequences of being in public. According to Jonas, Janie didn't take it too well, but later, while sipping a beer in my flat, he informed me that he had come up with the most interesting thing while he was waiting for her to arrive. Jonas told Janie that they needed to talk, that he knew that she had been cheating on him because Shane had accidentally confessed everything. Jonas told Janie that there had been a heated argument between him and Shane today, and Shane had blabbed about her cheating to get back at him. Jonas then got Shane to reveal that all three women were best friends before we even met them, and that Janie and Talia had been cheating on us all along. Shane even told him that they went to local clubs to pick up guys and take them back to Shane and Becky for sex, and that they did it all the time. Of course, Shane never told Jonas any of this, but it was Jonas's way of getting back at him for participating in the deception. At first, Janie vehemently denied everything, but quickly moved on to insults and deflecting blame once she realized the deed was done. Jonas then handed his wife the divorce papers he had just drawn up with his lawyer late last night. As we drink our beers together, laughing at Jonas telling me all of this, we imagine Becky getting mad at Shane for telling me everything. He'll deny everything, of course, and it will be true, but we doubt she'll believe him. Becky already doesn't respect him, so why should she respect his words now? The most interesting thing happened when Jonas and Janie appeared in family court a few weeks later. Their total assets, including household goods, were about $12,000, and Jonas said she could keep it all except for his clothes, tools, and personal laptop. She demanded that they had over $80,000 in the bank and a new work truck worth about $40,000, which he tried to hide. When he told the court that he had lost this money and the truck gambling in Las Vegas prior to their divorce proceedings, and that this was a large part of the reason for their divorce, the court agreed that these assets were gone and could not be included in the settlement agreement. A month later, when the divorce was finalized, I stayed true to my word and transferred Jonas's money back into his account and handed him his truck. Rose has since moved in with me as well. She even set Jonas up with a friend of hers named Haley, a good friend who definitely wasn't a slut for most of her life like Janie and Talia. Next chapter. It's Wednesday evening. Rose and I are walking out of the restaurant near our flat after having a nice dinner together. As we walk slowly down the pavement and chat, Rose asks me something a little different from our usual conversation. Tell me, Jason, are you happy? Am I happy? Yes, are we? It all happened so fast. We met, then we moved in together. You know, along with everything else that happened too. I'm just wondering if you're really happy with everything. Yeah, I am actually. Very happy with it. Well, let's just say I wasn't at my best after I found out about Talia, about what she did to me. My whole life was planned out. I was going to be with her, start a family, but then it was all ripped away. The only ray of sunshine after all that was a few months later when I first met you. Really? I remember that you didn't exactly fawn over me. We're a bit of a bitch, to be honest. Yeah, you made me work hard, but I knew you were a good person under that armor. Are you sure it wasn't just because you found me sexy? Well, you're sexy too, but it wasn't just that. You went to great lengths to save me from the biggest mistake of my life and then some with Jonas. You didn't have to do that. None of it. You forget my personal need for retribution. I wasn't driven solely by a desire to save you. Not in the beginning, anyway. Yes, I know. but I bet you're glad it turned out the way it did. Very. And for Jonas, too. I know Haley already thinks everything about him. Before I could answer her, we looked up to see a very dressed-up Talia walking towards us under the arm of her boss, Steve. I don't know who was more surprised, us or them. I'll admit, I used to have fantasies about confronting Talia and Steve, kicking his arse and calling her a cheap whore. But since meeting Rose, I've thought a lot less of Talia and her boss, to the point where I don't give a damn about them now. But if he dares say anything to Rose, it will be bad for his health. But the look of surprise on Talia's face, at least, quickly disappeared when she realized who I was hugging. It was quickly replaced by anger, as it probably came to Talia's attention who it was that had ruined her perfect little playground that Becky, Janie, and herself had worked so hard on. "Rose, you bloody little bitch! I should have known it was you!" Talia pounced on Rose as we stopped in front of each other. "Screw you, Talia. How does it feel to be played for once? You slept with my man, and I took yours away from you. And I know I got the best part of that deal, that's for sure." Rose looked defiantly at Talia. "I don't know. Steve and I are very happy. We even got engaged," Talia replied arrogantly, extending her left hand to show off her large diamond engagement ring. "You do know that she had fun with other men while she was with you, right?" Rose informed Steve. "Shut up, you lying bitch," replies Talia, squeezing her boyfriend's hand even tighter. However, Rose didn't calm down and continued her conversation with Steve. "What, you think because she slept with Jason with you that she's not sleeping with you now? I've seen her kissing guys and leaving my club late at night with them already after Jason and her broke up, even last week. You've got a real little gold-digging whore on your hands. She'll try to take everything you've got while she's having fun with all the other guys around. I hope the sex is worth it." "Back off," almost shouts Talia, trying to get her new fiancé to move away from us. "It's true, Steve. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I'm the last guy who wants to help an arsehole like you. But she's a real slut. Always has been and always will be." I reply with a smirk on my face, looking at Talia before Rose decides to give her one last parting shot. "I'm grateful that you're such a self-centered slut, Talia. If it wasn't for you, I never would have had a chance to meet Jason or be with him. So I guess I have you to thank." Rose offered Talia a slight smile, and we walked past them to continue on our way home, hearing them start arguing with each other behind us. "Is that what you all meant? About you being grateful to her for meeting me?" I ask Rose with a chuckle as we approach our apartment complex. "Yeah, actually I am. I couldn't be happier right now, especially because I was able to tell her that right to her face," Rose replies, laughing. "Me neither. It's a bit petty, but damn, it felt good too." "I know. It's even scary to imagine how much I enjoyed it," replies Rose as we enter our flat. "Well, it's all behind us now. I just want to focus on being with the best woman I've ever been lucky enough to be with." "Really? Maybe I need to show you how lucky I am too. Come with me." Rose dragged me into our bedroom. Next chapter. It had been a year since that night outside the restaurant, and Rose and I had just gotten engaged. I didn't know this before, but it turns out her parents are rich. Who would have thought? They own the bar that Rose runs, as well as a number of other businesses, and they told us they'd buy us a flat as a wedding present. Yeah, a bloody flat. Jonas and Haley are still together, and he recently told me he was going to ask Haley to marry him too, which I wasn't sure he'd want to do so soon after the last time. But he feels the same way I do, that we've both been given another chance at happiness. It turns out that Becky had filed for divorce from Shane before I met Talia a year ago. She blamed him for ruining everything, as only a self-centered slut can. Jonas and I haven't socialized with Shane since their divorce either, and have no plans to be friends with him again. We also have no idea if Talia has stayed with her boss Steve and what Janie or Becky are doing now. Probably just having fun with new guys, scouting out new suckers they can sink their teeth into for money. I'm just glad that I or Jonas are no longer among them. As for my relationship with Rose, I couldn't be happier. For all the tough exterior she puts out, she's actually the gentlest, caring, loving, and respectful woman I've been lucky enough to fall in love with. And she's sexy as hell. So sometimes the brightest days come after the darkest nights. The end.